I'm alive! Welcome back for another stream, everyone. How's everyone doing this morning? I hope you're all well. Thank you so much for being here. It is the Gameweek 25 deadline, and we are just under... In fact, we're bang on an hour today. For a change, I started a few minutes early today, so it's exactly 10 o'clock as I speak now. And it is, of course, a double game week, albeit a small one. Brighton and Man United with the double this game week. Loads to discuss, as always. So thank you so much for being here for this one. We've got a huge amount of people here already, which is incredible. Thanks so much for being here. Get your questions in the chat and I will do my best to answer them on this stream. Teddy joins me for this stream as well, as you can probably just about see on the camera. But so thank you for being here. FPL Phillips in the chat. Yeah, I'm very well, thanks. Not too bad. I've got to make my move still. So my plan is I'm going to do Gray to Bruno. I'm going to do Alonso to Cucurella. And I'm going to do Dennis to Brozier. So 3 moves, which is a -4. But it does set me up for Game Week 27 as well, which is, of course, a blank game week for a few teams, mainly Liverpool and Chelsea in my case. So I'll be getting rid of Alonso, who has 2 blanks in the next 3. I'll be bringing in Cucurella, who has Burnley that game week, and I'll be bringing in Brozier, who plays against Norwich at home in 27. 101 in Ethiopia. Where is everyone watching this from in the world at the moment? Let me know in the chat. Where are you guys from? I spilt my tea everywhere when we were doing the countdown to the stream starting, so there's tea everywhere, but I'll clean that up after the stream is finished. Hussein says Shaw or Dallo? I would say Dallo. I believe Tellez is back in training after recovering from COVID, so there's a rotation risk there. Of course there is with Dallo as well, but I'd say Dallo is a bit more assured. AMA4's watching from Qatar, Singapore, Lebanon, England, Leeds, South Africa, Ireland, Norway, India, Malaysia, Uzbekistan, Iceland, Ireland. We're going global here. Kenya, Finland, Poland, Croatia, Hong Kong, India, Greece, Egypt, Macedonia, Australia. I can't believe how global this stream is. That's incredible. Amazing to have so many people here from so many walks of life coming together for the Game Week 25 deadline stream. Thank you to Domster for becoming an fplfocal member. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. If anyone is interested, fplfocal members get early access to my videos, and there's a private channel on the Discord where I give team feedback. So yeah, it's good value for a few quid. Amro asks, he says, I hope I have a great Game Week 25. Is it worth this week to bench boost? I've Guaita, Dina, Eduard and João Pedro, or just leave it for now? I would leave it for now. I don't think this is a good game week to bench boost. Perhaps Game Week 26 will be a better game week because, of course, there's so many teams that double. And purely from a numbers game, if more players double, then you're less likely to have someone unexpectedly miss out. You know, for all we know, Eduard could be benched again, so that'd be a waste of a bench boost. So I think at this point, you're better off to just save the bench boost, maybe use it in 25. Game Week 36 is likely to be the biggest game week of the season, biggest double game week, I should say. So I think that could be a good option to bench boost as well there. I don't know where to put my tea. My mic's right in the way now. Put it there. So yeah, my plan is to bring in Bruno for Gray. And he will be my captain as well for the double. That's my current thinking. Who's everyone going for captain? Anyone in chat without Man United players? It's going to be a long game week for those who don't own any Man United assets. Andreas asked, Dina, Dennis and Ramsey, bench 2, play 1. Bench 2, play 1. I think honestly I'd bench Dennis. So I'm getting rid of Dennis. It's game week for Brozier. And I had a look at the numbers. And over the last 2 games, which is obviously a small sample size, but that is since Hodgson took charge, Watford are rock bottom in the league for expected goals. So I'm more than happy to sell Dennis for Brozier. Even though Dennis does have the double game week, I'm happy to make that switch now. Brozier looks the much better asset right now, and he has a much better fixture in 27. That week, Watford play Man United away, whereas Southampton play Norwich at home, so I don't mind making that switch now. Decisions to make when we get to 26. I may end up moving Bruno straight on for Son. I may end up dropping Calvert-Lewin for Weghorst, but we'll see. John Kingley says, love from the USA, West Coast. Thanks for tuning in, John. Appreciate you being here. Nikhil says Dalot or Cucurella. So I was looking at both of them, and my worry with Dalot is, although he's clearly first choice, there is still a chance, I would say, a small chance, that Wan-Bissaka gets a game. And I was also looking at the game weeks in the future, and some of Dalot's fixtures aren't great when some of the players in my team already don't have a good fixture further down the line. So I'm also looking ahead with that move. So it does depend on your rotation, but in my case I couldn't really go for Dalot because much further down the line there would be, I think it's game week 28 or 29, I'd have loads of players with bad fixtures against one another. So I don't want to get to that game week with poor planning, if that makes sense. Thank you also to Simon for becoming a member. Appreciate that very much. Thank you, Simon. If any of the new members need a hand setting up the Discord access, let me know. Basically, in Discord settings, you just link it to your YouTube account and then automatically you get access to the private channel. I'm hoping to get some early Crystal Palace news this stream. I don't know what the chances are of it happening, but I'll keep an eye out. And if I do get any early Palace news regarding their lineup, particularly if Edouard starts, then I'll share that with you guys. Ollie Anderson says, hi Focal, take out Foden and Reguilon for Salah and Cucurella. I'm not sure if I would do it, if I'm totally honest. I've had a few questions from the members actually about Foden and whether to sell him or not. I just don't think it's the right time to sell Foden right before Norwich. Do you know what I mean? It's such a good fixture, one of the best fixtures they'll have all season. If he starts, he could absolutely haul. I think there could be some rotation, but I think it might be De Bruyne that gets a rest before their Champions League game. So I don't think I would honestly sell Foden. I know it's Salah, and I know Cucurella's got the double. Reguilon's also got a decent fixture, and then he's got the double. So I don't think I would do it, to be totally honest with you. YouTuber says, should I bench boost? He's got Sanchez, De Gea, Cucurella, Trent, Robertson, Laporte, Cancelo, Bowen, Bruno, Foden, Coutinho, Elanga, Watkins, Mopai, Edouard. I don't think I would do it. You've got a couple of doubts in your team. Elanga, will he start? Will he be benched? Likewise, Edouard. We don't know. And, you know, you've only got a few players with a double, so I think I would save the bench boost, to be totally honest. Thank you to Jacob as well for becoming an FPL Focal member. Thanks, Jacob. Appreciate that very much. Thank you for the support. Really, really appreciate all the support from the members and the donations and all sorts. I recently took the leap and do an FPL YouTube full time now, so the support is massively appreciated to fulfill the dream. Timothy asks, hey mate, can I do DCL to Broja and Gray to Salah? Thoughts? Gray to Salah. I like it because Gray, obviously he's out, he's not going to play. DCL, it's a good fixture against Leeds at home, but I don't hate the Broja move. I think I would do it, Tim, if I'm totally honest. I think I would. I think it's a good move. You get Salah in early, he's got a good fixture against Burnley. DCL to Broja. DCL could punish you, but you've got Salah, so I quite like that move. And you're a week ahead of those that are planning to get Salah in 26, so you can make another transfer in 26 if you need to. Theo says, De Gea captain. I think this is totally dependent on whether you've got any Man United assets or not. So let's have a look at the predicted points for this game week, which is as follows. At top of the predicted points is Ronaldo, as it stands, with 10.35 predicted points for the double. Second is Bruno with 8.52. Sancho 8.38, Salah 8.04, and then De Gea is there, just on barely 8 points. So it's totally dependent on your other players. I think he's a reasonable option if you've got no other players that you can captain for the double. If you don't have I mean, if you're missing all these players above De Gea, then I think De Gea is a very reasonable captain. Otherwise, I would definitely favour Ronaldo or Bruno. Perhaps even Salah, even though he's got the single game week. Predicted points are from FPL Review. I grabbed a screenshot as of this morning. Thank you to... Oh, I did that already. I thought I saw... No, I did. Andreas, thank you for renewing the membership as well for 3 months. He says, did you change the FPL browser plugin? I did. So, there's someone who on our Discord called Simon, and he did a redesign or a dark mode of the FPL website. And I basically just tweaked that a little bit. And this is how it came out. I think it looks quite nice. I'll compare it to how it normally looks. I always modify how this looks so it looks a bit cleaner for the stream, because this is how it would look if I just had it as is, and obviously that looks way worse for you guys, right? I'm all about the aesthetics, so yeah, this is how it looks for when I do the streams. I'm trying to remember what the name of it was. I think if you search FPL Dark Mode. If anyone wants the link to it, just DM me and I'll give it to you post-stream. I can't remember the name of it now. Janega says, thoughts on Jota and Dallo versus Elise and Robbo on a wildcard. I like the second move. Then I can go Jota to Maddison in 27 to stay ahead. Difficult one that, because I still think Robbo's the slightly better pick. You know, Klopp's got a full strength attack now, so I don't know whether we see Jota play all of the next three. Could be benched for one. Could come off early. I think Robbo's the slightly better pick, even though Jota has just come off the back of a haul. But Elise, not sure. I think I would just about go for the Elise and Robbo move, but there's not much in it. You say you like the second move as well. I would go with your gut on that one. I like the second move as well. And you can do Jota to Maddison in 27 to stay ahead. Oh, sorry, hang on. And then you like the second move, and then I can go Jota to Maddison. So I assumed you were saying you had Trent and Salah as well. If you don't, then I would definitely have Trent and Salah, and then it's just a question of which third Liverpool player to have, Jota or Robertson. I think Robertson's still the better one for those reasons, but there's not much in it. Mr. P says he's got 2 free transfers. Antonio, DCL and Walker are on the chopping block to free up funds. Conundrum is which one this week? For me, toss up between the strikers to Brozier since Walker has Norwich. Thoughts? Yeah, I agree. I think Walker starts this one. Antonio, DCL, Walker. Do you have to make the move this week? Oh, of course you do. You got 2 free transfers. You have to make the move. So it's Antonio or DCL. Who to get rid of? I think DCL's got the better fixture. So I agree. One of the strikers to Brozier. I quite like that. It's annoying how there's such a lack of strikers this season. I mean, when you look at the double game week, it's like, which strikers do we have? Obviously, you could go for Kane, but he's a premium spot. So he makes it difficult to have Bruno this week, Ronaldo this week, Salah. So Brozier, I think, is probably the best value striker in the game at the moment. So I think Antonio to Brozier I quite like. If you've got no other pressing transfers, I think that's what I would do as well. And that's assuming that you can afford to bench Brozier. He does have Man United. I'm probably going to end up starting Brozier myself, but he does have Man United. So it depends on the rest of your team as well. Did I miss another question there? Fizzer Luke says, Soufal, Watkins or Ramsey to start. I think I'd start Watkins, favour the striker there. Let's skip. How you doing, mate? He says, which algorithm, the transfer algorithm or review? FPL review is the one I use there for the predicted points. I do use the transfer algorithm as well, but I haven't asked for the guy's permission, whereas with FPL review, I've got the guy's permission to use the predicted points on these streams. FPL Philip says, what's making you go Cucurella over Dunk when he's no longer left wing back? It's mainly because Cucurella is such a bonus point machine. His baseline BPS is so high that he can make up for the lack of attacking returns with bonus points. Dunk does get bonus points as well, but Cucurella is a bit of a BPS machine. He's got 14 bonus points this season, which is a lot, and it can make up for the lack of attacking returns he gets, in my opinion. So that's why I'm going for Cucurella myself. But I think Dunk's a very reasonable pick as well. I'd say so is Webster. You can't really go wrong with the Brighton defenders for this game week. The only one I think you can go wrong with, famous last words, I just don't trust Lamptey to get the minutes. Lamptey's such an exciting pick, but I just don't know if I can trust him to actually start every game. He's been benched 3 of the last 4, which is worrying. Domster, thank you also for renewing the membership. He says Cucurella or Dunk in for Rudiger. I prefer Cucurella for that reason. Like I said just now, he's a bit of a BPS machine, so if Brighton keep a clean sheet, he's always in with a shout of getting bonus points over the other defenders. So I like Cucurella the most. 14 bonus points this season, which I think is the most in that entire Brighton team. So I quite like the Cucurella pick, and he's nailed. Whereas with other players like Lamptey, although he's more exciting, he's a bit of a rotation risk. So I like the Cucurella pick more personally. Just checking my phone and whatnot for any early news. There's a small chance of getting an early Crystal Palace news, so I'll keep an eye on that. And if I get an early lineup or anything, I'll let you guys know. So, a quick look at the kings of the game week, which is as follows. It was... Oh, that's not the right graphic. Alright, well, I'm missing game week 25. No, sorry, that is right. Yeah, it was Coutinho that joined in 24. We're in 25. So who do you guys think joins the kings this game week? Game week 25. If anyone's not good at guesses in on our Discord, we've got a channel dedicated to kings of the game week. So get your guesses in if you haven't already. I suppose you'd have to guess one of the Man United players. Bruno's been a king twice this season already. Can he get the hat-trick? Or could it be Ronaldo for the first time, or perhaps another player like De Gea, who we least expect? And this is the scout selection for Game Week 25. I'll just read it out for any audio listeners. We've got De Gea in goal. Back three of Trent, Cucurella and Royal. Midfield is Salah, Bruno captain, Bowen, Olise, Ramsey, and then up top it is Ronaldo vice captain and Mopai. What do you guys think of the scout selection this week? Look at Teddy's face. He cracks me up, I tell you what. Sometimes I just look at him and I start laughing. It's lucky he doesn't have feelings like humans do when someone's laughing at them, because his face just cracks me up. Yes, it was Simon. Here he is. So Simon says, if anyone's interested in the dark mode extension, it's called Modern FPL. That was it, Modern FPL. It was developed by Simon, and it is the one that I use right here on this deadline stream. It's really, really cool. And FPL, of course, doesn't have a dark mode, while nowadays most things do. On Discord, I'm always in dark mode. I don't know how people use Discord in light mode, but FPL doesn't have a dark mode, so Simon has gone to the trouble and made one for all of us. Rahul says, oh, it's a dog. It is a dog. He likes to make cameos on the deadline streams. Casper says, no City, WTF. Yeah, just cancel it for me. Again, I have to prioritise my transfers. I'd love to have someone like Foden for this game week. Maybe someone like Mahrez as well, but it's a luxury move. This week I have to prioritise the double game week. And Bruno has to come in. I need to get rid of Gray. Gray is deadwood in my team. So is Alonso, 2 blanks in the next 3. And the Watford strikers just aren't it anymore, even though they've got the double in 26. So I'm looking to move all 3 of them on. The skip says, is Kurt Zouma nailed? Need a need a nailed West Ham United defender. I imagine he is, but if I was going for a West Ham defender, I would go for Soufal over Zouma. I know there's all the controversy with Zouma, and it looks like he's going to be starting regardless, based on Moyes' comments. But he doesn't really have the attacking threat, so I'd go for Soufal if I was going for a West Ham defender at all. Just having a quick look if there's any leaks or early news as of yet. Doesn't look like it. Edison Cavani is expected to leave Man United in June as a free agent. Fair enough. Hassan Hootel says they will be without Redmond. Fair enough. Something changed at Man United and leaks have been harder to get. No one got them last week, just about the Ronaldo rumour. I'll be surprised if I get it this week, but I'll try. Fair enough, we'll keep an eye out. Thank you so much for everyone who has tuned in so far. If you have enjoyed the stream, do hit like on it and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Really, really appreciated. Appreciate you all being here. Right, guess us in the chat. Who is the most transferred in player heading into Game Week 25? Most transferred in player. Lindo says, let's play some hip hop. The problem is, you get copyright strikes or whatnot if you play any music that you're not allowed to. You get flagged. I think the YouTube system picks it up if you're playing music that you don't have the rights to play. So this is a copyright-free playlist. I'm not going Grey Captain, by the way, those asking. I saw a few asking. James asked. The plan is to bring in Bruno for Grey, so therefore Bruno would become the captain. So I'll just put up the transfer screen. So I've got 5.2 in the bank, so it's going to be Alonso to Cucurella. It will be Gray to Bruno, Fernandez, and it will be Dennis to Brozier. So that's my 3 plan moves. It gets me Cucurella and Bruno for the double. Bruno becomes my captain. I think I'll probably start Brozier, even though he does have Man United. There's not much in it between him and King this game week on the predicted points. And then Brozier plays Norwich in blank game week 27, which is also handy. So that's my plan moves for this game week. Right, most transferred in player heading into Game Week 25 is as follows. It's actually Coutinho. Just over 500,000 managers have picked up Coutinho heading into Game Week 25 off the back of his haul last game week. World-class performance last week, and I'm not surprised to see people picking him up, even though he doesn't have the double game week. Doesn't blank in Game Week 30 as well, which we'll talk about shortly. That is one of his pros. Doesn't blank in 27. Salah second, 525,000 have picked up Salah. Huge transfer activity there. Third is Ramsey, who looks like one of the best enablers in the game at the moment. Him and Brozier, I would say. Another quality performance. Do you guys think Ramsey should be in the England squad for the next international break or not? Mopai's up there as well. I don't know if he's a bit of a trap. Bruno Fernandes could be a trap as well, but I think he's well worth punting on. No surprise to see Brozier there either. Most transferred out players. 265,000 have sold Bernardo heading into Game Week 25. No surprise there either. 1 assist in his last 8, I think it is. Mason Mount, no surprises there either. Has the blanks. Likewise Rudiger, who's here as well. Kane, I'm surprised to see. I suppose people are hopping off Kane to Ronaldo, but I don't know if I would do it if I had Kane. I think I would keep him for this match and for the double game week, personally. Antonio's really dropped off. Disappointing. Gray, no surprise. Smith Rowe. Guaranteed to start the first of the double because Martinelli got the red card, but he makes the top 10 as well. Siama says, worth bringing in a goalkeeper. I've got Ramsdale and Bachmann. I have 2 free transfers and 1 mil in the bank. Trent, Cancelo, Bissaka, Robbo, Tierney, Van der Beek. Is that Van der Beek or De Bruyne? Van der Beek, Bowen, Jota, Gray, Smith Rowe, Watkins, King, Antonio. So you've got a few problems here. You've got no playing keeper, and you've got Van der Beek, and you've got Gray. So depending on how many transfers you've got 2 free transfers, I would be personally looking to bring in probably Sanchez for Bachmann, and I would spend a second transfer moving on either Van der Beek or Gray. You could go, if you can afford it, Van der Beek to Rafinha. I don't know if you meant De Bruyne though, because I don't see. It must be De Bruyne because of your squad balance. You've got 1 mil in the bank, so I think that must be De Bruyne. If you can afford it, I don't think you can afford Gray to Rafinha. Yeah, I mean, I would do the Sanchez move, just whether to move Gray on or one of the strikers or make 3 moves. You could do King to Brozier and Gray to Rafinha, something like that. So 3 moves for a -4. And then you move on some dead wood. Unless that is... Oh, it is Kevin De Bruyne, not Van der Beek. Okay, I was going to say. I think I would do De Bruyne to Bruno, Bachmann to Sanchez, and then, if you can afford it, Gray to Rafinha. If not, just those 2 moves, I think that's what I would do. And then you captain Bruno for the double. Hope that helps. Thank you for the donation, Russell, as well. He says, I only got 2 defenders. David De Gea, Trent, Cancelo, Alonso, Johnson, Tierney. Only 2 defenders? Right, got you. So you got Alonso, Johnson, Tierney. De Bruyne, Salah, Jota, Bowen, Gundogan, Brozier, Edouard, King, Alonso to Digne, and KDB to Bruno for a -4. Just do Digne. Yeah, do the -4. I think that's worth it. My gut feel is that De Bruyne gets rested for this one ahead of their Champions League game. It's an important game for Pep and Man City, and he has historically prioritised the Champions League as we've got later in the season when he's started to pull ahead in the league. He's not quite at that point where he's totally ahead in the league, but he has got a little bit of a lead. So I wonder if De Bruyne gets rested, and I think you can justify selling De Bruyne if it's for Bruno, so I would do the -4. Did I miss? Chris says, hey Focal, I'm a music producer. I can send you some hip hop for your channel. With my daughter, please shout out Jazzy, De Gea or Salah captain. Really difficult one, De Gea or Salah captain. They're about even on the predicted points, so I would be very tempted to go for Salah personally. Looked very, very lively off the bench versus Leicester. I could have had 2 goals and an assist. So I think Salah's the higher upside pick, so I think he just about edges it. And a massive shout out to Jazzy. Thank you to Chris and Jazzy for tuning into this deadline stream. Appreciate you both being here, and I hope you're enjoying the stream. Addy says, start Dennis or Davis. Davis? Who's Davis? Davies? Oh, is that Tottenham Davies? I think I would start... I think I'd start Davies, actually. They play against Wolves, who are shocking offensively this season, so I think I would start Davies and favour the defender. Watford are rock bottom over the last 2 for expected goals, which is obviously a small sample size, but that is since Hodgson took charge. So I think I would favour Davies there, and in my case I'm looking to sell Dennis for that reason, because I think the Watford strikers are a no-go, even though they've got the double game week. I'll probably keep King, but I don't think I'd be happy doubled up for the double game week personally. So, on the subject of the double game weeks, we've got the double game week 25, which is of course a small one, Brighton and Man United. Brighton play against Watford and Man United away, both away games, and then both of Man United's a home games, Southampton and Brighton. And then we've got the big double in 26, which is Arsenal, Burnley, Crystal Palace, Leeds, Liverpool, Spurs, Watford and Wolves. Have a double in 26. How many double game week 26 players can you guys get out? I think I'm going to have 7. Maybe 8 if I take a -4, but I'm probably going to have 7 double game week 26 players. Just checking for any early news or leaks again. Doesn't look like we've had anything so far. It's so awkward to click around and refresh stuff when I've got Teddy on my arm. No, nothing so far. Yashraj says, is Coutinho a good option? Yes, he definitely is a good option. Rahul says, should I captain De Gea over Ronaldo? I would go Ronaldo between the 2. Definitely. Vinamra says, start Digne or Ramsey or Richarlison. Digne, Ramsey or Richarlison. I think I'd start Richarlison between all 3 of those, but it's not ideal if that's the depth you've got on your bench. Mikkel, did I miss your message? Let me scroll up and find it. Apologies, mate. Send it again just in case, but I'll do my best to find it. Bizwadget says, thoughts from Ronaldo captain this game week? Yeah, I think he's a great captain option this game week. I must have missed it, Mikkel. Send it again, please, and I'll just read it. Oh, no, I found it. Don't worry. He said, game week 25, Kane and Gray to Broja and Fernandes. Game week 26, Bernardo to Salah. Or game week 25, Kane and Gray to Watkins and Fernandes. Game week 26, Bruno to Salah. I'm then set for 11 players in game week 27. So Kane and Gray to Broja and Fernandes. And then 26, you're going Bernardo to Salah. Or Watkins and Fernandes. I think I like option 1 more because you get Bruno and Salah, if that makes sense. You even have the option of taking a -4 to go Bruno to Son or someone like that, if that makes sense. So I think I like option 1 more, personally. Yeah, I think I like option 1 because it gives you the more flexibility, and you do have, if you decide not to sell Bruno for the double in 26, although it's a single for Man United, they do face Leeds, which is a very good fixture, so I think I would go towards option 1 personally. Sorry I missed your message earlier. Andy Rausch says, used the wildcard last week. I've got Bruno, KDB, Bowen, Cornet, Martinelli, Broja, Watkins, Edouard. The red has confused me now. He plays 1 game in 26, followed by a blank. Who would you suggest? You have 0.8 mil. I need to get in Salah also at some point. So you've got Bruno, KDB, Bowen, 0.8. So you can't do KDB to Salah, I presume. Ideally, I would have left myself with enough to make the KDB to Salah switch in one move if you needed to. But obviously in your case, you haven't got the funds to stretch. You've got Brozier already, so you've got the enabler there in attack. Difficult one. I don't think you've sent your full team there, so I can't. It's difficult to advise where to go with that, because I think Cornet's fine. He's got the 2 double game weeks. Martinelli misses 1 game. Perhaps you could make a move there. Could do Martinelli down to Ramsey. That frees up some cash, and then you could do KDB to Salah in 26. I think that's the only option I can see there. Something like that. JK says Bruno and Webster in for no hit. We'll get Brozier in 27. Or like you, Bruno, Brozier and Cucurella in for a -4. Well, I'm doing the triple move. Bruno, Brozier and Cucurella for a -4. So that's personally what I'm planning to do. I could have done the Bruno and Webster move, but in my case, the reason I'm doing it is because I've got Dennis, who I don't trust anymore. But he also has Man United in 27, which is a poor fixture. Whereas Brozier has Norwich at home, so I'm going for Brozier basically because he's got the good fixture there. And there's a very small chance that Southampton don't blank in Gameweek 30 as well, so I like that as well, if that makes sense. So it depends on the rest of your team, but I'm doing the latter move. I think you can justify it if you're in the same position as me with the 2 Watford strikers. I do have to prepare for 27 because I don't plan to free hit then, if that makes sense. Whereas if you plan to free hit, then I would favour the first move because you can navigate 27, no problems at all. Bailey says he's activated the wild card and appreciate the feedback. To have David De Gea, Ramsdale, Cucurella, Trent, Robbo, Cancelo, Davies, Bruno, Salah, Ramsey, Bowen, Rafinha, Dennis, Brozier and Weghorst. I'd go for King over Dennis if you can afford him. Other than that, it's a really, really solid wild card. I don't know who you've got on your bench. I don't think you said. But yeah, very, very solid team. I really can't suggest any changes. Oh no, he did say you're backup keeper. Yeah, you've got David De Gea and Ramsdale. Perfect rotate. They've got the double game weeks back to back. Cucurella, Trent, Robbo, Cancelo. Yeah, honestly, I have nothing to suggest there. It's a very, very strong wild card. It's about where I would end up if I was on a wild card as well. I like it. Very, very good team. I like it. Queen says Davies or Webster or Dallo. Can't buy Cucurella or Reguilon. I think Davies just about edges it. Has a good fixture this week against Wolves at home. They need to get a result after disappointment against Southampton. So I like the Davies move. I was looking at all 3 of them, and Davies just about edged it for me. Max says start King, Edouard or Watkins. King, Edouard or Watkins. I think I'll start Watkins. Edouard's a really annoying one because he looked like such a good pick, and then he's unexpectedly benched. I was looking at bringing him in even. So, difficult one. I think I would have Edouard first on bench still, even though they had the benching. And then King after Edouard. THJD says, should I start Moder or Basuma? I'm not sure. Moder or Basuma? How have you got both of them in your team? Basuma, I suppose. What's Moder's minutes been like? If Moder's been starting to get minutes, I honestly haven't looked at him much. I know he's got the better attacking numbers. That's about all I know about Moder, honestly. If Moder's been getting consistent starts, then go for him. But if he's been getting rotated, then go for Basuma. Ite says, which Man United defender do I bring? Is Dallo nailed? He's not nailed. He's first choice, definitely. I watched an interesting video on Dallo's new role in Rangnick's system. And he plays like an inverted fullback, and he tucks inside and gets involved in the attack. So in attack, Man United basically have a back 2 in defence. And then the wing-backs push up, tuck inside, make deep runs. So I can't see Wan-Bissaka being capable of playing that same role effectively. So I think he's first choice, but not totally nailed, if that makes sense. But he's the best pick in that Man United side, in my opinion. AMA4 says, will Cancelo and Laporte start? Difficult one this week. I'm worried that there's going to be a fair bit of rotation. You know, if you look at the next 2 fixtures for City, they've got Norwich and then they've got the Champions League, which is a really important game, the Champions League. Norwich, you imagine Pep looks at that fixture and says, I can get away with rotating a bit in this one. Impossible to say who gets rotated. It could be something like, you know, Zinchenko, Cancelo in fullback, or it could be Zinchenko and Walker. It could be Stones and Ake in centre back. Really hard to say. Impossible to predict how Pep lines up, so a hard one to answer. But I do think we see some rotation, and it might be Laporte that misses out. Matthew, thanks for a donation. No message with that one, but thank you, mate. Appreciate that. I think I'm all caught up in chat. No, I'm not. Where did I get to? Black Eye says, DCL to Ronaldo. Got 2 free transfers plus Bruno or greater Trossard. DCL to Ronaldo. 2 free transfers plus Bruno or greater Trossard. I don't trust Trossard at all. I don't think he's a very good pick, to be honest with you. He even gets the odd benching, which is surprising because he's a decent player, but very, very streaky FPL asset. So I don't think I would do the greater Trossard move. I'm not sure if I would do DCL to Ronaldo either, personally. I think you might be better off spending the transfer in the GW26 instead. Unless you have the flexibility to go DCL to Ronaldo, Ronaldo to Kane, but it's a bit of a shuffle for the sake of having Ronaldo. I don't think I would do greater Trossard though. I still think Rafinha is a good option. I still think he's a reasonable option, even though he's not got a great double game week. I quite like the Rafinha pick. I would consider him. I'm not sure if I would do DCL to Ronaldo. I think you could do DCL to Kane or something like that in 26 instead. And then in 27, I think Tottenham play against Leeds, which is a very good fixture. Tanner shares Coutinho or Bowen. Bowen. Coutinho's a good pick as well, but Bowen's the better pick this season. Until Coutinho can do what he's doing consistently, it has to be Bowen. Alpha says, I did greater Trossard, no other option. Fair enough. I mean, he was on the predicted points. I'll give him that. It's just the fact that he's a rotation risk. 6.1 predicted points for Trossard, which is decent. I still think there's probably better options in the 26 double as well. And that's one thing to always bear in mind when you're looking at the game week in front of you. You have to bear in mind the game weeks beyond that as well. We've got the double in 26 where there's going to be many more options. But on the subject of the double game weeks and postponements, here's how it's looking in terms of the postponements and how many postponements each team has to reschedule still. And Leicester, Arsenal and Everton all have 3 to reschedule still, i.e. they're going to have 3 guaranteed double game weeks to come this season, possibly more depending on the FA Cup results, which we'll look at in a second. Chelsea, Tottenham, Aston Villa, Newcastle and Burnley all have 2 postponements to reschedule. Liverpool, Leeds, Wolves, Southampton, Brighton, Norwich and Watford all have 1 postponement to rearrange. But we could end up with more postponements, in fact we will, as a result of the FA Cup. So this is a graphic from Ben Crellin, and this is how Game Week 30 is shaping up. And as it stands, these are the 3 fixtures guaranteed to go ahead in 30. Leicester v Brentford, Wolves v Leeds and Aston Villa versus Arsenal. And the fixtures above that could also be a blank if these results here happen on the right hand side. And what Ben's done is he's used the bookies odds to calculate the likelihood of these blanks happening. So this is something really important to bear in mind depending on your chip strategy. If you plan to free hit in Game Week 30, then it's not really a concern to you. Whereas if you've used up your free hits or you plan to use one of yours or your last one in 27, then you need to be mindful of Game Week 30 because it will be the biggest blank game week of the season. So yeah, thanks to Ben Crellin for that one. Where did I get to in the chat? Sorry if I missed any messages. Let me scroll back through. Giacomi says, Son and DCL to Salah and Brozier -4 this week or roll. I think I'd roll. I don't know if I'd be doing a -4 to get rid of Son and DCL. Both with good fixtures, I'd roll the transfer. And Ben says Ronaldo, Gallagher or Bruno and Calvert-Lewin. Bruno and Calvert-Lewin, but I don't really trust Calvert-Lewin, to be honest. He's been a massive disappointment this season for me. I brought him in back in Game Week 21 and he's got about 3 points since then, so he's been the bane of my side this season, Calvert-Lewin. Last season he was quality for me, but this season he's not been a great FPL pick besides the opening 3 game weeks, and that was a lifetime ago. Mo says Mora and Alonso to Bruno and a defender, or Foden to Bruno and roll. Mora and Alonso to Bruno and defender, or yeah, I think I would do Mora and Alonso to Bruno and a defender. I don't think I would do Foden to Bruno. I think I would do the other two moves. You're getting rid of Deadwood in your team. I think Alonso's leaving, has 2 blanks in the next 3. Mora gets FPL returns here and there, but he's not a reliable pick, so I would probably do the first move. Alpha says, oh no, I did that one. I think I'm all caught up in chat, am I? I am. Good. Thank you so much everyone who has tuned in so far. We've got 2,300 tuned in. Unbelievable turnout. If you have enjoyed the stream so far, please do hit like on the stream. Really, really appreciate it. It supports the channel. The YouTube algorithm loves likes, so do hit like on it. It supports the channel massively, and of course subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And if anyone's not on the Discord, we'll have a look at the captain poll results there shortly. I'll put a link to it in the chat for anyone that isn't in the Discord. Here it is. Join the Discord there. I'll be on the Discord throughout this game week. Really looking forward to this game week actually. If anyone's not on the Discord, genuinely useful FPL resource. We've got things like the price changes, we've got the lineups, we've got the live scores, we've got the live points, we've got the bonus points, we've got the game week stats, injury updates, top 10k stats. And when you join the server, you can pick which team you support. Just click one of these, and then you can pick which alerts you want to be notified of. So if you want to just get the price changes on your phone each morning, they're nice and easy. Just click price changes like that. Boom. That easy. But we're here to see the captain poll results, which are as follows. So I see a few more votes still coming in. Bruno is first, 296 votes for Bruno. Second is Salah, 136 votes for Salah. Third is Ronaldo. Interesting that Salah gets more votes than Ronaldo, despite Ronaldo's double game week. Evidently people can't trust, or some people don't feel they can trust Ronaldo. Or perhaps Salah's just more owned. But beyond that, De Bruyne gets 44. De Gea gets 29. 29 votes for other. If anyone went other, let me know in the chat who you've gone for. I'm trying to think who I might have missed here. When I make these polls, I do it loosely based on the top players for predicted points. But sometimes I sprinkle in a few others. But 29 votes for other. Interesting. So yeah, shout out to the Discord. Thank you everyone who has joined it. I will be on there immediately after this stream has finished and throughout the gaming. So I'm looking forward to chatting with everyone in the live match channel. Let's check if we've got any leaks or any early news yet. Sorry, Teddy. Nothing as far as Palace goes. Any other leaks? Let's see. I still need to make my move, so remind me if I forget. No early news by the looks of it. Mohammed, thanks for the donation. He says, Robbo, Foden and KDB out for Cucurella, Fernandes and Salah. Love the streams. Thank you. Robbo, Foden and KDB out for Cucurella, Fernandes and Salah. Oh, that's a really difficult one, that. What do you guys think in chat about that? He's selling Robbo, Foden and KDB, but he's getting in Cucurella, Fernandes and Salah. I don't like the idea of selling Foden right before Norwich. That's what I don't like about it. KDB, you could make the case maybe he gets benched because of their Champions League fixture. Really difficult one, that. And Robbo as well. That's one of the toughest ones I've ever had, I think. Robbo, Foden and KDB out for Cucurella, Fernandes and Salah. I think I would make the move just about. And you're going to go Bruno captain, which gives you a huge captain option. I don't know if you've got Ronaldo or not. I think I could just about justify that as a -4, but it's a little bit risky, but I do like it. Salah looks so lively off the bench versus Leicester. Could have hauled in the half hour that he played. So I do like the Salah pick. Dylan says Ronaldo and Rafinha to Bruno and Weghorst, or Pickford to De Gea with no hit and armband Ronaldo. I don't think I would sell Ronaldo to get Bruno. It's just too sideways, and Rafinha's got a double game week, so I would do Pickford to De Gea and leave it at that. Captain Ronaldo. The skip says Sanchez, Broja and Watkins and 8 Nori bench boost. Sanchez, Broja, Watkins and 8 Nori. I don't think I would do it. I don't think I'd bench boost that, to be honest with you. 8 Nori may come back into the starting 11, unexpectedly benched last game week. Broja has Man United. I don't think I'd bench boost it. I would save it. There'll be a better opportunity in my opinion. Conrad says KDB for Bruno or Salah. Maddison to Coutinho for a hit. KDB for Bruno or Salah. Maddison to Coutinho for a hit. KDB to Bruno, I think, is a very reasonable move. FPL Phillips says he wouldn't take out Robbo or Foden. There we go. Divided opinions on that one. I don't know, because you're bringing in Bruno and Salah, so I can see the logic in those moves, but I know where Eddie's coming from. You know, you're going to be selling Robbo and Foden, which isn't great, but it does let you get Salah. And I assume you need to find a way to get Salah in if you're tripled up on Liverpool. KDB for Salah or Bruno or Salah. So I think KDB, you can justify selling him for Bruno and he becomes your captain. Maddison to Coutinho for a hit. I don't think I'd make that move for a hit. I think I would just do the single move. Ahmed says, thoughts on wildcard? De Gea, Foster, Trent Robertson, Cancelo, White Davies, Salah, Coutinho, Bowen, Rafinha, Ramsey, Ronaldo, Weghorst, Broja. If I was on a wildcard, I would have Bruno in. I think you're missing Bruno there. And I wouldn't have Foster. I would find the funds and have probably Ramsdale if you can stretch to him. Because he's got the double in 26, while De Gea's got the double in 25. Alternatively, you could look at another keeper who's got a few postponements to be rearranged still. Just put it back to this graphic that we had earlier. Leicester, Arsenal and Everton are the three sides with 3 games to rearrange, but I think Ramsdale is probably the best to rotate with De Gea. Or if you can't afford it, maybe you could go Sanchez and Ramsdale. I don't think I would go without Bruno if I was on a wild card. I think Bruno is the best captain option personally. Ronaldo was benched last game, obviously. Could start both of the doubles and then could do very well, but it's hard to say. I think Bruno's the better asset, in my opinion anyway. And that's why I'm looking to bring him in. I need to make my transfers actually before I forget. Next week we're doing Kane and Pope in for a -4. If you're on a wild card, I don't think I would be booking in -4s. It's not an effective way to play a wild card. Ideally, when you wild card, you want to have no transfers to make the following game week. That's the most effective way to wild card, in my opinion. I think it's counterintuitive to book in transfers on a wild card, because having bank transfers is so powerful. So if you can wild card and set yourself up to be able to roll the transfer, then you're on the front foot going forwards and you're in a powerful position. Whereas if you wildcard and you're like, right, next week I'm taking a -4, then that's quite negative, and I think that's going to be detrimental to your team, if that makes sense. And what if you have other problems in your team? Suddenly you're looking like a -8 or you can't make your preferred moves. A-Bot says, wildcard used, De Gea, Trent, Cancelo, Dallo, Cucurella, Ramsey, Bowen, Jota, Salah, Bruno, Mopai, benches, Tierney, Ramsdale, Broja and Weghorst. Thoughts? And thanks for the content. No problem. Yeah, it's a very, very good wild card. The only thing I would say is that you have to free hit in 27. So as long as that's in your thinking, then absolutely it's a very, very strong draft. I can't make any suggestions really. Mopai, I don't think he's a great option. Maybe you can make the case for Broja, but then you don't really have anyone to start off your bench. You'd have to start Broja. So I think you're fine. It's a good draft. But like I say, Liverpool and Arsenal bet blank in 27, so you're going to be forced to free hit because you've got a few Arsenal players. So as long as that's in your thinking. Donald Carr says, oh, he didn't say anything, he just donated. Thank you for that. Appreciate that so much. Appreciate the support. Alexander says, KDB to Fernandes for a -4. I have Salah, but no United players to captain. For a -4, I think you can justify it for a -4. Just about. It's not ideal because City face Norwich, but does KDB get benched? I'd like to know what you guys think in the chat. Does KDB get benched for this one ahead of Man City's Champions League game midweek next week? It wouldn't surprise me if it happens, and it does give you Bruno as a captain for the double. Otherwise, like you say, you've got no Man United players, so I think you can justify it. Michael says, hey mate, love your videos. Coutinho or Bowen long term? Bowen long term. Johnny says, I have Dallo, De Gea and Ronaldo. Worth removing Dallo from Fernandes, or should I just go straight to Salah? I think you can go straight to Salah because you've got De Gea and Ronaldo and Dallo, so you're tripled up. Not worth it. Go straight for Salah. Right, let's check again. Early news or whatnot. I don't suppose we'll get anything pre-deadline, but I'll have a check anyway. Doesn't look like it. Right, I need to make my moves. We've got 10 minutes till the deadline. A reminder to everyone in the chat to make sure you've made your transfers, your bench in the right order, captain on the right player. I need to make my moves, and hopefully the website doesn't go down because I've got the armband on grey as it is. X-Jerry says, make your transfers first. Server may be hanging soon. Alright, we'll make the transfers. Let's do it. Let's lock it in. So the 3 moves were Cucurella in for Alonso, Bruno in for Gray, and Broja in for Dennis. Cucurella, Fernandez, Broja, Dennis -4, confirmed transfers. There it is, locked in, done. So, who do we start, Broja or King? Who would you guys start, Broja or King? I'm leaning towards Broja just about, but not much between the two. Who do we vice captain? Vice captain Salah. I think that's it right there, that's the team. Let's take a screenshot and put it on Twitter, because otherwise I do get complaints that I don't share my team pre-deadline, even though I am live on YouTube right now. There's the screenshot. Let's stick that up there. Let's put it up on Twitter right now. Right, rank 72, Bruno captain, Gray to Bruno, Alonso to Cucurella, Dennis to Broja. Goodbye to some Deadwood. I'm aiming not to free hit in 27, where Broja has Norwich too. Looks good. Wait, who do I start, Broja or King? Mixed opinions in the chat. Martin says, missed my chat. Sorry, let me scroll back up, Martin. Martin says, start Watkins, Antonio, Dennis, captain Salah or Pogba. Start Watkins, Antonio or Dennis. I think I would start Watkins. Not ideal to bench Antonio, but I'd definitely bench Dennis. Start Salah, captain Salah or Pogba. Who was higher on the predicted points? I think Salah was higher. I think I'll go captain Salah, but oh, that's a difficult one. I do like the Pogba pick. He's not on the predicted points here from FPL review, but that might be because he's only just returned from injury. Who would you guys captain, Salah or Pogba? I think Salah just about edges it. I think Salah. Really mixed opinions on whether to go King or Broja though. That's not what I wanted to see pre-deadline. I think Broja. Oh, this is the wrong team. Let's refresh that. There we go. Broja versus Man United or King versus Brighton. Monkey Man in the chat, he says, good luck this game week, fplfocal. Thanks, Monkey Man. Bench King or Soufal? I think I would bench... Difficult one, that. I think I'd bench Soufal. A lot of mixed opinions. Broja. Okay, we're starting Broja then. Alright, Broja starts. Let's put the tweet up. Right, rank 72, Bruno captain, Gray to Bruno, Alonso to Cucurella, Dennis to Broja. Tweet. Boom. There it is, it's out there. Locked in. And we've got 7 minutes till the deadline. Thank you so much everyone that has tuned in so far. I really appreciate it. I'll continue to check in case we get any last minute leaks or news, but I don't think it's going to be likely pre-deadline, but we will keep checking. Keep your questions coming in, and I'll do my best to answer them. Fergus says, Trent or Cancelo captain? If I had to pick one, it'd be Trent, but ideally I'd want to have one of the Man United players captain. Cillian says, start one of Broja, King or Antonio. I would start Antonio. Rahul says, start Reguilon, Watkins or Broja. Watkins. Start DCL or Rafinha. I think DCL just about. Shaura says, how many hits did you take? That was 1 hit, -4. Who do I captain, Pogba or Salah? Difficult one that. I think Salah just about. Wouldn't surprise me if it ends up someone like Sancho, Rashford or Pogba that ends up the king of the game week though. It's often someone you least expect, like Nick Pope a couple of game weeks ago. Sorry, just for a funny photo on Reddit. Man City posted a graphic with 11 players in, and someone said, "Is this the Man City 11?" I think it's just happens to be 11 players, not Man City starting 11. Soufal or Manquillo? Soufal. Salah or Jota captain? Salah. Start Ramsey or Antonio? Antonio. Edouard King or Broja? I think I would give Edouard another swing, personally. 1-1 draw against Crystal Palace, very underwhelming. I was surprised he was benched, so maybe he comes back into the starting 11 for this one. Edouard or Watkins? Watkins. Salah or De Gea captain? Go with your gut on that one. They're about even on predicted points. I think go with your gut. Elias says, should I take out Bowen or Bernardo for Salah? You can justify getting rid of Bernardo, but definitely not Bowen. Keep Bowen. Bertus donated as well, but no message. Thank you, Bertus. Appreciate that, mate. Rashford or Salah captain? Rashford, can we trust Rashford to start both games? That's the problem, right? Can we trust him to? I'd be inclined to go Salah. I think someone like Rashford or Sancho could be a bit of a bait captain. How long have we got? 4 minutes till the deadline. Final reminder to make your transfers, check your benches in the right order, all of those good things. Of course, like the stream if you have enjoyed it so far. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Berta says Dawson or Shaw for a -4. I wouldn't take a -4 for either. Shaw, I don't know if he starts both in the double, that's the problem. Tellez missed a couple of games because he had COVID, but he's back in training. So I think there's a reasonable chance that Tellez plays one, maybe both. So I don't think I would be bringing in Shaw personally. If Tellez was out, I think Shaw would be a great pick for the double, but I would be more inclined to go for Dallo over Shaw. Guehi, Soufal or King? Probably Guehi, just about. Dennis or Maddison? Maddison. Ramsey or Digne? Digne. Start Dennis or Soufal? Dennis or Soufal? Probably Dennis. Morris to start. Difficult one with the Man City players. It's really hard to say because they've got the Champions League next week, midweek. So I think we do see some rotation, but it's hard to say who. My gut feel is maybe De Bruyne gets rotated for this one. Hard to say with Mahrez. I imagine that he starts. Diaz or Cucurella? Cucurella. Mikkel says, Fred, king of the game. It will be so funny. Imagine. It honestly is the player you least expect that joins the Kings. It was a couple of game weeks ago, it was Nick Pope who joined, but we've had a few random players before. We had Konsa in Gameweek 15, we've had Tyrone Mings, we've had Courtney Hawes, we've had Cash, we've had loads of Villa defenders actually, oddly. Lorente. So obviously the probabilities will favour a Man United player, but it could be a Brighton player. Could be someone like McAllister, for all we know, that joins the Kings. Cody or Regulon? Regulon. Start Ramsey or Elise? Elise. Calvert-Lewin or Antonio? Calvert-Lewin. Cancelo or Salah captain? Salah. Gallagher or Dennis? Gallagher. Kane or Son? Oh, wish I hadn't read that one out now. I still think Kane's a slightly better pick, but if it's who to bring in, then it's a difficult one to answer because Salah's Son is cheaper by a fair margin. And what I like about Kane is he takes a striker spot where there's such a lack of options up top in our teams. But it's difficult to fit Kane in because we want to have the likes of Bruno, Ronaldo, Salah. I think Son just about edges it as an FPL asset. But Kane if money is no obstacle. Edouard or Ramsey? Edouard or Ramsey? Ramsey just about. No early Palace news, which is a shame. I've been refreshing throughout the stream in case we had an early news on whether Edouard starts or not. Edouard starts. Let's stick that tweet out. Boom, Edouard starts. There we go, you heard it. Edouard starts. Oh no, was that right on the deadline though? Oh, that's the deadline. I was hoping to get that tweet out right before the deadline. Right, locked. As the chat says locked, time's up, that's it. So I've gone, my moves were, I went Alonso to Cucurella. So I was just thinking about the whole Edouard thing there. I did grade 2 Fernandez and I did Dennis to Brozier. So it was a -4, but it got rid of 3 lots of dead wood in my team, which is good. So I'm more than happy to have made those moves. Final reminder to like the stream if you have enjoyed it so far, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Really appreciate it. And if you're not in the Discord, I'll put a link to the Discord in the chat. I'll be on there straight after the stream ends and in there throughout the game week. So there we go, links in the chat. I think we should find a stream to raid before we wrap this up. Should we not? Let's have a look. FPL. Let's have a look for some streams. FPL. Who is streaming that we can raid? There we go, we found one. We'll go to FPL Captain stream. So we'll go raid him and we'll tell him that fplfocal sent you. I'll put the link in the chat. Everyone head over to this stream. Thank you so much for tuning into the stream, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed it. We're going to go raid FPL Captain stream. He's a really nice lad. He often tunes into my streams, but he's gone live for this one himself. So head over to FPL Captain stream. There he is. Absolute legend. Go over to his stream, go raid it, tell him fplfocal sent you. Thank you so much for tuning into the stream, everyone. See you on the Discord throughout the deadline, throughout the stream, throughout the game week. What an end to the stream. Anyway, cheers everyone. Thanks so much. Focal out.